9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers, all right? I'm about to connect the audio. Give me 1 second, folks. We'll get right back. Hold on.
Blog Talk Radio.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe, and I am back at it. Okay? I'm back at it again, man. It is time to talk Jets, y'all. It's time to talk Jets. Listen, man, this football team had a big-time comeback against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big-time comeback. I'm talking huge. Like, what a game. All right? New York Jets beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-20. 24-20 in a just absolute display of will. There was a lot of things that happened in the game. Zach Wilson in his return game looked solid as well. We're going to be discussing it all, okay? And we're going to get to it. But listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on the Long Beach Joe Show. All right? Listen, your boy's also on iTunes as well. Okay, I'm on iTunes. Go on over to iTunes, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Okay, The Long Beach Joe Show. Search it up. All right, subscribe to that show. Okay, and when you subscribe, hey, leave me some feedback. Let me know what you folks think about what I'm doing here on my show. And I want to thank everybody that does that, man. I truly appreciate it. I really, really do. You know, everybody comes on by, lets me know what they think about what I'm doing over here on the show, and I just read those, and it's nice. You know, so I want to thank everybody that does do that. It is great to see. I'm also on Twitter as well, at The Long Beach Joe, at The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and follow. I'll follow you right back. We can go back and forth. All right, love going back and forth. And if you want to see the show itself live, okay, for those of you that don't know, maybe you listen to me on Blog Talk, you know what I mean, which is wonderful. You know, Blog Talk, .com/Long Beach Joe. All right, I'm on there too. I'm on Blog Talk Radio. If you want to watch the show live, you know what I'm saying, if you want to watch your boy live, do this live show, hang out with the Savages, guess what? You can come on over to YouTube, okay? Come on over to YouTube, type in Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube, okay? Type that in, hit that subscription button, hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that be saying, hey, Joe, we enjoy listening to you, but we didn't know that you look so good. I say, whoa, you know, I'm not, a cocky guy. You know, I'm not arrogant. But thank you. You know, a lot of people saying, hey, Joe, you looking good. Thank you, you know. So salutes to everybody. And again, salutes to all my savages in the chat. For those of you that do not know, I call my chat the Savages. Why? Because they're savage. Straight savage. I'm talking, man, listen, nobody's safe. Not even me. If they don't like your take, if they don't like what you bring to the table, they're going to let you know about it. You know what I'm saying? They're going to let you know about it. So just get ready because it is what it is there. So with that, Listen, it is time to talk about this New York Jets football game, okay? It's time to discuss it, and there's quite a bit to discuss, all right? Zach's return game, there was a lot of discussion about how, hey, what is Zach going to look like in this football game? What are the Jets going to look like? Again, we were just coming off a game where we weren't happy with our results. And the Jets put things together. They put things together. They made it happen. They fought tooth and nail to get themselves back in this football game. Now, early, the offense came out. It was Zach's first drive back since the injury, and we had a quick 3-and-out. A lot of people were looking around saying, okay, well, Zach's trying to shake off the rust. Again, Zach, did look a little bit rusty early, but we got an interception from Joyner, which was huge early. Again, Joyner had 2 interceptions on the day and 6 total tackles. This is a guy that a lot of people have been after pretty much all season so far. Looked lost in coverage, a lot of issues. Even DJ Reed came out earlier, in the week before the Pittsburgh Steelers game and said, hey, there's a lot of miscommunications defensively. We're going to sit down, we're going to have a meeting, and we're going to figure this all out. Sulla talked about the miscommunications as well defensively. So, again, we saw a lot of that having issues with Joyner and the safety play. Joyner getting that interception early, set us up for our first score. Now, when we got the ball back offensively, we saw the offensive line struggle, and they struggled for most of the day, all right? And we saw the offensive line struggles there. Zach was sacked in that drive. He was running. There was a lot of pressure. We also saw as well that to start the game offensively, Elijah Vera Tucker was starting at left tackle. He started at left tackle against the Steelers. I'm just saying, listen, if you want a beast, all right, if you want a monster, just go to SC, get yourself a lineman. Things will work out, all right? This guy, Vera Tucker, he's played left guard. He's playing right guard right now. Now we have him as an emergency left tackle. What can't he do? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, what can't this young guy do? But again, we saw the offensive line struggles, particularly on the interior. And, there were some issues on that drive, but we capped it off with a field goal. So we up 3-0, okay? And everything's feeling good. Then the Steelers punt, all right? And we drive down the field yet again. Zach's leading. He's making throws left and right, finding guys, and things were looking good. Then we get into the red zone. We pull out an old trick play, pitch back to Berrios. Berrios finds Zach Wilson in the end zone for a touchdown. Now, listen here, man. I've seen a lot of touchdown celebrations. I have, as you have as well, I'm pretty sure. Now, Zach Wilson decided to pull the gritty out the bag, okay? For those of you that don't know, just search it up. There's a lot of people doing the gritty around the NFL. I've seen some good gritties. I've seen some horrible gritties. I'm talking some really bad gritties in this league before. Oh. I've seen some bad gritties now, okay? But this gritty that Zach Wilson actually pulled off after the TD, it was solid. I put some respect on it. So the touchdown, the play call was amazing. The celebration after it, solid. So now we're up and we're rolling. It's 10-0. Everything's feeling good. The vibes are feeling good. Everything's feeling well, all right? We're rolling. Everybody's behind it, all right? We just got our TD. We're leading. Now, mind you, before this, we haven't led for more than 22 seconds in a game. And we're rolling around. Got a field goal, got a score. We're up 10-0. Then the Steelers continue to drive down on their next drive. They actually challenged a play. Tried to challenge a catch that was initially called an incomplete. The referees upheld it. I was a little surprised about that because we all know how the refs handled the New York Jets, okay? They tend to screw us over. All right, I'm going to keep it real, okay? But they upheld the incomplete catch, and the defense, particularly the pass rush early in this game, was very solid. Quinnen Williams gets a sack on that drive. We also saw Carl Lawson harassing people all day. He actually had a sack on the day. Jermaine Johnson also was handling business too. He got himself a sack on the day. So the Jets pass rush were just all over it. We were able to hold them on that drive. They ended up kicking a 51-yard field goal, making it 10-3. So at this point, I'm like, all right, cool. We up 10-3. Everything's rolling. Everything's looking good. And then right before the half, things kind of started to go awry. All right, right before the half. We're trying to move the ball down right before the half on a drive. The offensive line is just struggling. Zach is running for his life. He's trying to throw the ball away in awkward angles. He's getting hit. He's moving around. And then Zach drops back and throws an interception right before the half. And I just screamed because that was a drive killer. That was a drive killer. Because at that point, we were in pretty decent range where we could have possibly got a field goal out of that drive. And if we get a field goal at that point, it's then 13-3, Jets going into the half. Wow, that would have been big. We gave the ball back to the Steelers. Trubisky, who was their quarterback at the time, Trubisky actually on the day was 7-13, 84 yards, and he had an interception. Trubisky comes out, driving back down. He throws a pick to Whitehead. And I'm thinking, yes, they made a mistake. We made a mistake, but they made a mistake as well. We're good to go. All right, we're going to take this to the half. Then out of nowhere, they say, there's a flag on the play. Carl Lawson is called for roughing the passer. 15-yard penalty. Steelers get the first down, and they're able to continue their drive. Now, again, we've talked about this time and time again with the New York Jets, the penalties extending opponents' drives, killing us. All the things that we talked about, the interception started before the half, the penalty, extended drive, it just all seemed to start to bring back the bad vibes, the things that we did not want to have happen, the bad Jets that we'd seen, the bad plays, all that stuff. That's what started to come back. Steelers actually ended up capping that drive off with a field goal. So now it's 10-6. We go into the half. And I'm like, all right, maybe we'll clean things up. We'll come out of the half. We'll come out after the half. We'll clean things up. It'll be all right. Man, we come out in the third quarter, and boy, this Jets offense was struggling in the third. We punted early. The Pittsburgh Steelers sat down Mitch Trubisky. They were not happy about his performance in the first half, sat him down, decided to bring in their young kid, their young quarterback, Kenny Pickett. And right when I saw Pickett step on that field, I said, oh, man. Flashbacks to watching rookie quarterbacks come in mid-game and torch us were just swirling through my head. Baker Mayfield did it, right? We all watched that game. It was some time ago against the Browns. We sat down, their starter Tyrod, Mayfield came in and cooked us. We've had this happen to us before. So I looked up and I said, please don't let this happen to us again. Please. Let's do what we got to do, continue to take care of business. It was ugly before the half, but let's continue to roll. Offense came out, struggled. We actually ended up punting. Pickett drops back. Steelers trying to drive down the field. Pickett drops back. He's looking around. He throws an interception to Whitehead. Now, again, we talked about this upgraded safety play. Hey, we need to communicate better. Safeties need to get involved. Joyner and Whitehead played very well in this football game. Whitehead ended the game with 2 total tackles and an interception. Safety play made a huge difference here. That interception was big for us because it was like, okay, we can rebound. We got things going. Then Zach comes out. We're trying to drive down the field. He looks across, throws the ball to Conklin. It was high. Conklin comes off Conklin's hands. Interception to Minkah Fitzpatrick. Now, Minkah did return it, and it looked like Minkah had returned it for a TD. We challenged the play, and guess what? It was taken away. TD's taken off the board because Minkah actually stepped out of bounds on that. The Steelers ended up with that drive, though. They did end up scoring a touchdown because Pickett ran it in. So now it's 10-13, Steelers. So now we're just like, oh, man, things are looking ugly. Offense is not going nowhere. We couldn't get the run game going. It was just nothing was working. The offensive line was in shambles. We're just sitting back. What's going on? Then the Steelers, again, get another touchdown. Pickett scrambles in for another TD on another one of their drives. Now it's 10-20. 10-20, man. And it felt like 31-3. It felt like all the things that we had talked about, everything that we had saw, all the implosions that we had seen this season, it was just going to happen again. And we were going to lose again the same way. That's how it felt. But then Zach Wilson said, no, I have answers. I'm going to fight. Zach Wilson answers on the next drive. And again, there was penalties throughout that drive as well. We saw Carter with a false start that costed us. McDermott as well costed us as well with a penalty. Now, McDermott was on the field because Max Mitchell, which we now know had an injury, which is now a dislocated knee. We'll see when he comes back. They're saying it's not season ending, but he's going to definitely have some times on the sideline, spend some time on the sideline with that injury. But Zach Wilson was able to drive down the field and find Corey Davis for a 5-yard touchdown. Now, keep in mind, Corey Davis made some big boy catches in this game. We've been on top of Corey Davis all season long about the drops, about all kinds of stuff. Against the Steelers, he had 5 catches, 74 yards, and a touchdown. That man put on. When Zach Wilson needed him to be there, he stepped up and handled business. Now it's 17-20 Steelers. But we're in the building. We've got a chance. We've got a chance. Kick the ball off to the Steelers. They're trying to drive down. The defense comes up big again. Michael Carter with an interception. This is a guy that's shown a lot of promise. Last year, he looked very good as well. Before the injury, we were all excited for him to come back. Big part of our secondary. Makes a big play here. Gets us back in business with 3 minutes and 34 seconds left on the clock. And that's where you want to see what your quarterback is and what he isn't. Everybody talks about Zach Wilson. Everybody. And again, Zach ended the day 18 of 36, 252 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. Everybody wants to know what he is, what he isn't. When everything is going wrong, when the chips are down, can you count on your quarterback to make it happen? And Zach did. Zach led a drive that ended in a touchdown. He was 5 for 5, 57 yards on the drive. Breece Hall capped it in, running it in for a score, 24-20. Now, I know a lot of people around the NFL don't want to talk about how big this is for Zach, how big this is for the New York Jets. And we'll get to the callers in just a second. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Lines are hot. I'll get to y'all in just a second. The reason why this is so big is because when the chips are down, you want to see if your franchise quarterback can go out there and put the team on his back. That's exactly what Zach Wilson did in this game. In one of the most ruckus plays, one of the most ruckus places in the entire league to play at. You're going into Steelers territory at their house. Fans are going crazy. Everyone's against you, the entire city. It feels like the entire world's against you when you go play Pittsburgh there. They play hard. They're well coached. They play grown man football there. Your offensive line is struggling. Your offense is in disarray. There's things going on. You can't get the run game going. And Zach said, I'll put it on my back. It's good. I'll make it happen. We saw throws all game long. There was a throw to Elijah Moore right side for a 20-yard gain that was unbelievable. Rocket balls from Zach to his wide receivers. Getting there in a snap of a dime. Quickly. Snap of your fingers. This man made it happen down the stretch. When it mattered the most, Zach Wilson showed up and made sure that he took the game away. Joyner was able to end the game with an interception as well to close the Steelers out. Jets win. That's what it's all about. It wasn't the prettiest win, but guess what? When it was time to get it done, he got it done. Zach Wilson showed us exactly what he was about. Now it's time to get to these callers, man, because I want to hear from the people. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you about Zach's performance. I want to get your thoughts on the defense as well, the offense too. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. I'm taking all callers. Also, wherever you're watching me from, please give the stream a thumbs up, okay? Please subscribe to the stream if you have not subscribed. And also, hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks can be in the know. If you want to give to the stream, all right, the super chat's there. If not, the Cash App is at the bottom of the screen, man. I want to hear from the people. Let's get to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is number. Call in. We're taking all callers. First caller I'm going to is Ted. Ted, I'm coming directly to you. For those of you that do not know, this man, Ted, oh, he's a savage. Savage. Salutes to you, Ted. I want to thank you for calling in. Listen, man, big victory over the Steelers. We come back, beat them 24-20. Give me your thoughts about Zach Wilson, man, in his return game. How did you feel about his performance?
Hey, Joe. Good evening. Couldn't be any better weekend than being 2-2 after looking at that schedule at the beginning of the year. It was beginning. Of course, he's coming off an injury. The offensive line has not been playing great.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew probably halfway into the game, I mean, they made some plays in the first half, but I knew going into the third quarter and things when the pressure was increasing and he had to make plays, he showed up. He had the poise. He has the confidence. He has the playmaking ability, the arm. I was really impressed too with the offensive line, not to jump too far ahead, but the offensive line in the fourth quarter, especially the makeshift. You talked about Elijah Vera Tucker and some of these other players that had to shift positions.
Yeah. Just
to do that, Zach had a pretty clean pocket. If you look at some of the throws that he made and the fourth down throw, the third down throw, he's throwing into tight windows. Everything we wanted to see from him. Mike LaFleur opening the playbook up.
Yep.
Now that Flacco's kind of, been put in his spot for now, which I couldn't be any happier. But everything came into play with the turnovers, Zach playing better, the defense, obviously, especially the safety stepping up. I mean, everything came together. I knew when we drafted some of these players, Jermaine Johnson, Wilson, Breece Hall, I knew we had the talent along with the free agents to get going. Sorry, Joe, I got a step ahead of myself. I'm too excited, but that's my answer to my Zach Wilson thing is I'm very excited.
No, yeah, listen, I hear you, and I'm right there with you. And again, first, thank you for calling in, Ted. Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm right there with you. I'm hyped as well, but like you talked about too, I wanted to go to the offensive line with you because they were, especially struggling with the running game. But I was shocked when I saw AVT out there at left tackle. Again, I'm an SC guy for those of you that do not know. Okay, yes, SC is
we know that.
Yeah, is the best school in the world. All right. Now, Elijah Vera Tucker did play a little left tackle in college, right? So I was like, okay, but when I saw him out there again, at left tackle in the NFL, I'm like, whoa, what is going on here? They got him out there. Were you shocked that he was put out there? And what were your thoughts about his performance throughout the game?
Nothing surprises me when you have to protect a potential franchise quarterback. We knew going in we had to do what we had to do to see what Zach has. And I explained on the last show that we tried to maybe mimic the Bengals blueprint for the game where Zach would go back and do some short passes and runs. But he's a versatile player. He's an excellent player. He's one of our better draft picks. At least he gets on the field at least. And he's talented. You can't ask for a better player. I don't think he complains. I haven't heard any drama from that guy. He just goes and does his work, but he's a very talented player. But I wasn't shocked about it. I wasn't shocked. Mm-hmm.
I was a little just to see him out there left tackle. I was like, whoa, what is he doing out there left tackle? But,
right.
He performed solidly. Now, one of the issues that I had was the penalties. And you talked a little bit about the third quarter as we went into the half. We had some penalties that helped this thing. Again, the Jets had
No. Mm-hmm. Well, Lawson's hit was a tiny bit late. It wasn't egregious as far as I was concerned. I mean, they're playing at full speed. Mosley had a late hit too, maybe a second too late. But I can't fault these guys. This defense stepped up. The safeties, Jermaine Johnson, you name it, Quinnen. Uh, Forget it. I mean, Sauce. You don't even have to mention Sauce. Carter with the pick. I mean, just every player, not every player, maybe, but most of these players bought in, even when we were down. Everyone came together, and the effort was there. So enough of the Salah, can't coach, and Mike LaFleur can't coach. I mean, we have a core. We have a young group of players with some veterans, and we got to see what happens now. Because I'll throw this out there: if we beat the Dolphins, the Packers are ripe for the pickoff because they're not that good.
Okay.
They have a good defense, but they have mediocre wide receivers.
Okay.
So they're going to struggle. They struggle against the Patriots. They struggled against the Patriots. The Patriots took them to overtime. And with a third-string quarterback. So I don't want to get too far ahead. But let's see what happens with the Dolphins. It's going to be an interesting game, of course, with their weapons. But they're playing a backup quarterback too.
Yeah, they are.
So if Zach can kind of develop and we kind of put it together, just keep going forward, maybe win a home game. I feel like Steve, Joe. I don't mean to take your show over.
No, listen. I hear the you're excited, and I'm excited about it as well. Now that's going to be my next question,
yeah.
And my final question for you. You're talking about this upcoming game against the Dolphins. With Tua out, Bridgewater starting. Do you think our pass rush will be able to get after them?
I think you're going to see. Yes, and I think they're going to have to. And I think you're going to see a mixture of zone and zone coverage because we don't want to get burned deep all the time with those kind of weapons that we would have to cover. I think I wouldn't put Sauce on an island. Maybe occasionally he could be, but I wouldn't put him on an island for that long against that kind of player, Tyreek Hill. I don't think anyone can cover that guy. So I think the pass rush has to step up. Maybe we'll blitz him a little more of Huff and Jermaine Johnson, maybe.
Yeah.
And then maybe we mix it up with some, rushing 3 and dropping 8. Just see what a little more zone, and just let them get the short passes, and get don't get burned by the big play because they lit up Baltimore for 40 something.
Yeah.
Keep it, and just kind of eat the clock a little more running game. Breece Hall was excellent last game, catching and running, and he's just getting his feet wet. I think that's the guy that potentially could be just elevate the team if he's the bell cow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looked really good. So before I let you go, Ted, because you brought some heat, man, give me your final score prediction for this Jets upcoming game against the Dolphins, man. How do you think it? Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think this thing ends up?
Well, I just explained it. We need to just mix up the coverages, play maybe rush 3 at times, maybe rush 6 at times, fluster Bridgewater, don't get burned by the deep ball. Maybe it would probably be, I said 2017 last game. It may be around the same score. That's the kind of game we could win.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny, Joe. One more thing real quick. There was a guy in the chat. I forgot his name, but I went back and watched your show real quick from the last show. And he wrote 24-20 Jets, Zach, 2 touchdowns. And I went, oh, my God. You want to talk about a clairvoyant? I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So 2017 and
2017 Jets.
Zach Wilson going to – oh, yeah, of course.
Okay. All right. Hold on, Ted. Hold on now. All right. Go ahead and finish up your thought.
And, Joe, real quick. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah.
The thing that Zach Wilson said in the huddle before the last drive, I won't say it on your show, but that's a leader right there.
Yeah.
He's putting everything let's get it done.
Yeah.
You know, he used some colorful language too,
Yeah.
which is great.
He did. He told him basically, hey, let's go score this touchdown. You know, it's a
Yep,
family show, but
yep.
he said, listen, we're
We'll
gonna
not
go.
curse on your show,
Yeah,
Joe.
thank
We'll
you.
not curse on your show.
Thank
Respect you too much. Yep.
Absolutely. You have a good one,
All
Ted.
right,
I
let's
got to
go.
slide off. I got some calls. You have a great day, man.
You too, Joe.
All
Thanks
right.
for letting me hang on. Have a good one, Joe.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Listen, we're going to keep getting to these lines. Lines are hot. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers again. When you get on the lines, please be patient, okay? Please be patient. Lines are hot. We'll get to everybody, I promise. And salutes to all the savages in the chat letting me know what's going on out here. You know what I'm saying? I respect y'all. We're going to keep getting to the lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Next, I'm going to 845. 845, you're looking like a new caller. Give me your name. Whoa, 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 whoa. You need to clean up your line, my friend. We'll come back to you in a minute. Make sure your lines are good to go. I don't need all the background noise sounding all crazy, you know what I'm saying, with the Sesame Street phone, you know what I mean? Jeez Louise. Next, we're going to my guy, Jason. Jason, I'm coming directly to you. Salutes to you, Jason. I want to thank you for calling in. Listen, Jason, it is time to talk, man. It is time to talk. A lot of discussions going on. For those of you that don't know, my guy, Jason, oh, he's a savage. Straight savage, man. Salutes to you, Jason. Give me your thoughts about this upcoming game, or about this game against the Steelers, man. 24-20. How'd you feel about this victory? How'd you feel about Zach Wilson's return?
And the first half was good, man. For the most part, we were just beating them. We were up 10-0, then 10-3, and going to the half, we made mistakes that shot a couple times, and then going to the second half, we were starting to lose. We were down 10, but man, Wilson and the Jets were able to mount this comeback, and it's just amazing how far difference we see from Flacco to Wilson, man. Wilson is just lights out, man. You could obviously see the difference, man. I'm excited for him, man. Hopefully we can see more success from this man. I'm just excited.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Now, what were your thoughts about some of the play calls that we saw from LaFleur? Because that trick play from LaFleur, particularly in the first drive, was shocking to me. Did it shock you as well?
No, I know there was going to be probably some trick play. That specific trick play, I wasn't thought that he was going to put that out because he's usually been using that a lot recently. I mean, last year he used that a lot, so I wasn't expecting seeing that too soon. But there was a couple Wilson the call that called through it to Wilson. Wilson fumbled it, but was able to throw it out of bounds. And get it fixed, man. That stuff's gonna happen at sometimes, but you know what? Wilson was able to recover and fix it. So, I'm up for this quiver too. Sometimes it's gonna be great. Sometimes you're gonna have some bad play calls. It happens. Just learn to adjust.
Yeah. So how are you feeling about watching this offensive line as well? They struggled at times, but ATV at left tackle. How did you feel about their performance and watching AVT go out there again and play left tackle in this game, which we haven't seen in the NFL yet?
I didn't even notice in the game that AVT was on left tackle. I had to go back and watch it, man. But dude, that guy's from now on, man. He's able to put wherever you put him, man. He's able to play and block, dude. He's gonna be a great player in his rest of career, man. I'm happy the Jets drafted him, man. I'm excited, man. Hopefully we can fix this offensive line. Brown should be back within either this week or next week. So hopefully he comes back, brings the right tackle, and then we can move AVT back. But I feel confident with Wilson's ability to get out of the pocket that we should be fine.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get him protected again. Max Mitchell with that dislocated knee. We'll see what happens going forward. Again, Connor McDermott probably is going to be the guy that's going to fill out there at right tackle again. But there's other guys too that we have We've signed those, Rimmers and Abushi. So we got some guys there. Now, when you look at the Jets' defense, man, pass rush showed up well. Safety play was good, but one of the things was Sauce. Sauce was phenomenal in this football game. How do you feel about that young guy showing up and really handling business on his end to shut a lot of those guys down on the Steelers?
I'm excited, man. He was one of the reasons why Michael Carr was able to get that pick. That led us win to a win, dude. This guy is phenomenal. He does get peed from time to time, but you know what? He's a rookie. I'm excited to see CBs go against these Dolphins wide receivers. They're gonna be great. They're great receivers. So to see our talent against their talent, that's gonna be a fun matchup to see. And so I'm excited for this. For Sauce and all of them, man. They've been playing a great game. They got 4 picks against the Steelers, dude. That's quite amazing, in my opinion. But I'm just can't wait. Maybe we can get more doing this backup against Teddy Bridgewater.
So now we're talking about this upcoming game against the Dolphins. Man, give me your thoughts about Sulla getting this team head on correctly. Do you think he'll be able to have this Jets team ready to go coming off of this big win against the Dolphins?
I hope so, man. Again, like I said, dude, we shot ourselves in the foot with Lawson putting that foul. That gave them the 3 points. If they don't get that, the game was going to be tied, and we wouldn't be down by 3. But we just gotta locked up. We just gotta get us better. We gotta be disciplined. And shout out to my man, Ace Davis, the wide receiver, man. He's coming out and actually clutching a couple of these throws, man. Some great catches, man. Then he's actually showing what he's worth now, what we saw potential in him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen, those guys are going out there and making plays. So my final question for you before I let you go, Jason. Give me your final score prediction, man. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think this game ends up, man?
These two have some great defense, man. CBs, dude. I think it's gonna be a low score game. I think it's gonna be a lot lower than the Steelers and the Jets. I think it's gonna be 12-17 Jets.
Oh, 12-17 Jets. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about now. Listen, Jason, I want to thank you for calling in, man. You have yourself a good one, all right?
You too, guys. Let's go Jets.
Yeah. Listen, we're talking that talk. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We are taking all callers. Salutes to all the savages in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Doing their thing. We're going to keep getting to these lines again. Next, I'm going to 914. 914, I'm coming directly to you. Salutes to you, my friend. I want to thank you for calling in. Listen, we're talking Jets, man. Zach Wilson's return game coming off. This is his first game coming back after the knee surgery. How did you feel about his performance?
Well, it was probably what I expected. Honestly, this is what I expected with the game from the beginning. I think unlike a lot of people who I know, a lot of people were all doom and gloom going into this game. I wasn't so, because the thing with the Steelers is when there's a team that they don't respect, they underestimate them. And let's be honest, they were never going to respect the Jets. You listen to Minka Fitzpatrick in the postgame. He's like, it's really frustrating losing to a team you're better than.
Well, yeah, he did have, quite a, couple words to say about it. He's just salty. People lose and they feel bad.
But
but
the thing is,
people lose and they feel bad. But hey, at the end of the day, it's like, look, we got the W. You know what I'm saying? We got the W. You can feel how you feel. I get it. I understand the anger. But, to say, hey, we're better than that football team, it's tough to, it kind of makes you look a little bit crazy. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to take a quote from a former New York Jet and Super Bowl champion, Jerry Fielding, from the Super Bowl III documentary. I'll censor it for you, because if you were as good as what you said you were, you should have went out there and beat the out of us. But you didn't do it.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about this defense as well. What were your thoughts about our pass rush, man? Because they were getting after it early. Were you surprised that our pass rush finally showed up in this football game?
No, because one, as I said, the Steelers are not really a good team right now. Two, they finally brought Bryce Huff into the rotation, and if you actually look at it, the pressure rate went up when he was on the field.
Yep.
And so hopefully we see that they're going to note that down and give him some more snaps to play.
Yeah, and he should be. That's a big thing as well. I was going to bring up during this show too. Was this guy's been inactive for quite a bit of couple games here, and we've always been questioning, hey, why is Bryce Huff inactive? This guy was supposed to be a part of the pass rush. He was a part of the package. Again, when we got Jacob Martin and we brought in all these other guys, it was like, hey, Bryce Huff is going to be a part of that as well, especially after he made the cuts, and then they had him inactive. Now he steps in this game, and we're seeing that, especially within that rotation, he can bring it too. And that's what it's all about in this league, is bringing pass rush, getting after quarterbacks here. If you cannot do that in this league, you're going to have issues. So like you said as well, him stepping in and being able to help, provide that pressure was huge for us in this game. Another thing that was big as well was the play of Sauce Gardner. What are your thoughts about him, man?
Oh, no, he is phenomenal. I mean, of course, it's going to be really hard for him to push for Defensive Rookie of the Year with Aiden Hutchinson, because it's just going to, like a defensive pass rusher is going to probably beat out a corner, barring injury or assault, getting like 3+, maybe 3 to 6 interceptions. But speaking of interceptions, it wasn't for that roughing the passer call, we would have tied last year's mark with interceptions.
Yeah, and that was huge, and that's why we talk about as well the penalties, us shooting ourselves in the foot. But like you said, Whitehead probably would have had 2 picks. Joyner would have had 2. That was 4 just with the safeties, and just the upgraded play from our safeties, them stepping up, and again the miscommunications not being issues this week was huge. You saw our defense continue to really put things together and turn it around, so that was big for us as well. Now,
I think that
go ahead.
I think this defense is starting to. I want to say one thing though. I know, Hines, because at the time you're probably not thinking of this. There is one penalty in this game that was against us that actually was more help for us than it was harm. I want to see. Do you know which one it is?
Go ahead, give us your take. Go ahead.
You don't know which one it is, do you?
Go ahead, give us your take.
All right, the one on the final drive, he had that penalty that pushed the ball back to 1st and 20. That was more helpful than it was harmful.
Okay, and why do you think that? Because the field isn't as short now, so he can go out there and work within what he had. Why would you say that getting pushed back to the 20 is good?
1st and 20 is simple, because in that drive, yes, you're trying to score, but at the same time, you're trying to run down the clock. By moving us back, it means we have more distance to cover. More distance to cover means more time to more of time. You have more. It means you're going to burn more clock to cover that distance.
Well, you can do that without having a bunch of distance, though. You can burn a clock in multiple ways if you really want to.
Yeah, but true.
Getting penalties and getting pushed back in a game is not good, but it did work out for us. We ended up taking the game away anyway. But that getting penalties, getting pushed back, and giving yourself more yards that you have to work out is not necessarily a great idea. But I hear your take there, and I respect it. So my final question before I let you go, my friend, is give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts about this upcoming game against the Dolphins here, because listen, we got a lot of things moving and shaking. Do you think that the New York Jets will be able to go in there against Teddy Bridgewater again, because Tua, is going to be out because he's dealing with the issues with concussion? Do you think that we'll be able to go in there against Bridgewater and kind of slow him down?
Yeah, I think so. Look, it's all end of the day. There's a reason that Teddy Bridgewater is a backup quarterback. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but look, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. It's going to be a challenge, but look, you're going to have MetLife. It's going to be fired up, and it's going to be, and it's probably. Let me see. What's the temp? I can give you the temperature right now. It's probably going to be cold.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I mean, we'll see. What it would.
Yeah, here I can tell you. Here, I'll tell you what the temperature is going to be. Sunday, it's good. It's going to be in the colder side. I'll be on the cooler side of things. Okay, it's not going to be bad, but 62. probably for a team that's generally used to playing in 70-degree temperature. A little on the cooler side of things for them. And
well, we'll see.
That can easily change.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Now, give me your
Like,
final
the
score
other thing
prediction, my friend.
Let's see. I'm probably gonna go. I think this one's gonna be a little different. I think this one's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a close. I don't think it's gonna be one of those low scoring. I think this one will be a shootout. I think it's both teams have a boatload of talent on offense. They're both explosive. I think both of these teams are going to come out and it's going to turn to a shootout. So I'm going to say 37-30 New York.
Wow.
Over Miami.
37-30. All right. Whoa, 37-30. Wow. Salutes. We're going to keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Next, I'm going to my guy Steve, man. We're going directly to Steve, bro. Listen, Steve knows what he's talking about when it comes to these Jets. Salutes to you, Steve. We've had some takes. We've had people say that, getting pushed back and penalties is good and all this other stuff. Give me your thoughts about this game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. How did you feel about Zach in his return game, man? What were your thoughts about his performance?
Hey, Joe. Well, first off, once again, thank you for having me on your show, man. I always love talking to you. You know something, Joe? I got to just tell you something right now. Going into this game, I was a little bit nervous about going into this game. I mean, I'm going back and forth in my place with cooking food and looking at the TV because my little brother and I had friends over. Remember, I told you last show, Friday, my little brother and a bunch of his friends, we all watched the game together because my brother's a Steelers fan and one of his friends was a Jets fan as well. So we all watched the game together. Let me tell you something. My favorite thing about Zach Wilson was when he said a couple of things. Well, before he said, you know what, because he became the first ever Jets quarterback to ever catch a touchdown, and the other thing was when he said on the drive, he said, no, we're gonna win this game, and Breece Hall says that Zach's got you know what, and let me just tell you something. Zach, I know at times did look rusty in the first few quarters. That fourth quarter that he played was absolutely phenomenal. 10 of 12, 128 yards. He threw a touchdown. Breece Hall then ran in the touchdown. But I'm going to tell you something right now what helped us win that game. Listen, I got to be honest, Joe. When Kenny Pickett came into the game, after when we went 3 and out, and Pittsburgh ended up muffing the punt, and honestly, we should have recovered that fumble. That's something that do need to work on. But when Kenny Pickett came into the game, I got to be very honest, I was really nervous when Pickett came into the game because it reminded me of the Baker Mayfield situation back in 2018. I'm like, oh no, this cannot happen again. And luckily it didn't, and we were able to get the win, and I was so happy. So, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll tell you what. This was, like you said as well, and I talked about that earlier, that I was I was a little worried, okay, because we've seen us get cooked before by rookie quarterbacks coming in after we've knocked out their starter. We've seen that before. But watching the New York Jets, be able to deal with some things. Again, there was big issues, especially going into the half with, the penalty. We gave them a field goal and, all these issues, especially coming out after the half with our offense. But Zach Wilson in this offense found a way. Zach Wilson primarily found a way, all right, because our running game wasn't clicking like we all thought it could be or should be. Things were not going well. Zach put the team on his back, and when it mattered the most down the stretch, when that game-winning drive to take it away, he was 5 for 5, 50, I think it was 57 yards, and we got points at the end of that drive. He did what it took to win, and that's all that's important there because that matters the most when you talk about a young quarterback, figuring out what a young quarterback's going to be, man. Can this guy get it done when all the chips are down? All the greats, everybody that we talk about in this league, all these young QBs, all these guys that are ascending, those are the things that we see them do. consistently. Josh Allen's done it. We've seen Kyler Murray do it. We've seen all these guys do that. So if we're hoping to see Zach, again, continue to ascend to be like those guys are, then he really put something together. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, Joe, let me ask you this quick question. What was your favorite moment of the game?
My favorite moment of the game was that touchdown that was ran in by Brees to put us up. That was my favorite moment of the game, man. That was huge.
So let me tell you something. Joe, I got to tell you something right now. I don't know how these referees honestly ref like these games today. I don't know how they did not see it was a touchdown. I understand there was a bunch of pile-up on players, but my biggest worry was at first that Brees Hall fumbled the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I saw the replay, I was saying to myself, oh, my God, that is a touchdown. That is a touchdown. And then what happened was they let the play go under review, and then the refs realized, oh, we made a mistake. It is a touchdown.
Yeah, it's wild.
I thought another one of the best moments of the game, Joe, besides that, was way before Brees Hall's touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
The coverage that Sauce Gardner had on Pat Freiermuth when Pickett should have never, ever thrown that ball that he did. But apparently, according to what happened after when the game was over that day, apparently I found this out from the Steelers website. They said that they had to go, what was the play called? And let me tell you something. We also won that game because their offensive coordinator coached a bad game. What was his name? Matt Canada, who's a terrible offensive
Hold on a second. I don't think it, listen, people can say whatever they want to say. I will take it. At the end of the day, this Jets defense stepped up, and we played well. I don't think it was – you could say it was coached a bad game, whatever. Our pass rush put pressure on Trubisky, particularly in the first, and we handled business. That's what I think really got us the W. I understand people want to talk about, coaching on their end and all that stuff, but look, we handled business, and we got after those guys. So my next question for you, Steve, man, now I want to talk to you about this upcoming game against the Dolphins. Give me your thoughts, man. We're going up against Tyreek, Jalen Waddle. How do you think our secondary will fare against those guys?
Well, first thing is first, before we say anything about this, I've said this before the last couple of times. As much as we hate the Dolphins and as much as they are one of our biggest divisional rivals, first off, I just want to send out prayers for Tua.
Yeah.
Because, listen, I felt really bad for him of what he went through. And, and let me tell you something. The Dolphins have had a roller coaster up and down, like off season and going into this season, because they've been a team that's been spoken a lot about throughout this league this year. With the whole thing with the Tyreek Hill thing and then with their owner getting suspended. But let me tell you something. I just want to send out my thoughts and prayers for Tua. That's the first thing I want to do. Send my thoughts and prayers out for him of what he went through. But now let's get into this game. So obviously we're facing Miami's backup quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater. This is going to be a real test on Sunday for DJ Reed and especially for Sauce Gardner, because they both have been really good the first 4 games of the season for us. But now they're going up against 2 speedy receivers in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And that's going to be one of the key things that they got to do is they got to maintain with both of them, because those 2 guys get open, forget about it. They have a chance. I mean, apparently they have a nickname of their team this year. The Dolphins are called the Legion of Zoom. What I mean by the Legion of Zoom is meaning that they have a fast offense.
Well, hey, look, listen, those 2 guys are deadly, and we've got to make sure that we get them covered. And again, they have other weapons as well, Gesicki, all those guys over there. So give me a final score prediction, Steve. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think this game ends up?
Yeah, no, before I give my final score prediction for this game, let me tell you something. This is a home game for any Jet fans that are going to go to this game. This is a game that Jet fans will be excited about. They're going to get loud. They got to try to get after the Dolphins. Let me tell you something. I think this game is going to be very, 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 very close. And I think it's going to come down to, like one big play. At first, before the season schedule came out with how the teams did look, I was going to give this game to the Dolphins. But now, obviously, with them having a backup quarterback, I mean, I'm not saying Teddy Bridgewater is terrible. I'm going to give the Jets, I'm going to go with a 24-17 win.
24-17 Jets?
Yes.
All right. Listen, Steve, call me. Listen, I got some people on the line, Steve. I want to thank you for calling in. You have yourself a good one, all right, my friend?
Hey, good night, Joe. Bye-bye.
All right, Steve calling in. He took the Jets as well. We're going to keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We got callers. Please be patient. We're going to get to everybody. Next, I'm going to my guy, Newark. Newark, we're coming directly to you. Salutes. Listen, my friend. We see the Jets beat the Steelers 24-20. Zach came up big down the stretch. Give me your thoughts about him and his performance in this game, man.
Hey, brother, it's good to be back, man. What I told you, not call it.
You
I
did.
was close on the stats, man.
You did. You called it.
I was very close. This game is another trap game, I believe, for us. You know, this is the type of game where we get that nasty taste out of our mouth with the same old Jets mantra. Years and years and years, as you know, my man, we'll win a big game and lay an egg the next game.
Yep.
We're home. The Dolphins are just as wounded as we are. Now, history shows that we are 0-2 against Teddy Bridgewater. I'm not afraid of Tyreek Hill. I'm not afraid of Jalen Waddle. Teddy Bridgewater cannot push the ball down the field. But the yak yardage, well, will concern me, but we got to stop the tight end, period.
Yeah.
Mike Gesicki he's Gronkowski, but you might as well say he's baby Gronk, because the guy has been killing us for years. But this is the thing. This is where I challenge Robert Saleh and the coaching staff, because why? We run the same offense and defense as the Miami Dolphins. So I feel like familiarity, Zach Wilson sees this defense on an everyday basis. This defense sees this offense on an everyday basis. We're just as talented as the Miami Dolphins, but I feel like we're just a little bit better. We're gangrene. My thing is defensive line got to get home.
Yeah.
The cornerbacks need help over the top. I feel like we need to prepare ourselves for any gadget plays that the Miami Dolphins do. I'm predicting a 20-17 game.
Okay.
Greg, the leg is going to come through.
Okay. And you're taking the Jets.
I'm taking the Jets, of course.
Okay.
We're due for a home game.
All right. Go ahead and finish up your take. You took the Jets.
The fans deserve it. You know, I want all the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
I want all the smoke, and we want to have a Miami Dolphins pack, as they say in Chicago. We want to have a Dolphins pack.
Hold on, because that was right there. Hold on a second. Savage. Come on now. Come on, Newark. Come on. Listen.
You know the cheetah.
Go ahead.
The cheetah. My bad. Sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
The cheetah. Tyreek Hill need to watch his mouth. He need to watch his mouth. He could have signed with us, but he's talking about some Jets who and all this other crap. And then you want to backtrack your story. Oh, the taxes is too high. Nah, keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Jets who? So we're going to say Tyreek who, because the cheetah is going to be covered in sauce. I think that Sauce Gardner will get his first interception of the season at home this Sunday. Go Jets.
Listen, thank you for calling in. Thank you for calling in. Listen, he called in with some fire, man. He called in with some fire. Woo! He said a Dolphins pack. I didn't say it. Newark did, you know? Listen, Jets fans fired up for this matchup after this big win. We'll keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We'll keep taking all callers. Salutes to everyone, especially my savages in the chat. Jennifer, salutes to you as well. She says, unleashing the Brees. She said she wants to see Brees get unleashed against the Dolphins. All right, let's get it. She also says we need to respect their receivers. Yeah, we do. All right, Tyreek. Waddle, we need to worry about those guys. Those guys can do business around here. Again, salutes to everybody in the chat, keeping your boy informed as well as things are going on. Things are moving and shaking. Salutes to all of you with your takes. We'll get back to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Next, we're going to, it looks like a Skype caller. I think this is my guy, Val. Val, is this you, my friend?
Joe, I'm back. Let's go.
Hold on. For those of you that do not know, my guy Val, he's a savage, all right? Savage. Salutes to you, my friend. Listen. Give me your thoughts on this game. And we'll come to Jeremy in a second. But
we got to talk, man.
Give me your thoughts about this game, man. Zach Wilson coming back with, off the injury, performs. How did you feel about what you saw out there from him?
Man, listen, it was rocky. It was a little rust that you seen, but he held on to it. You know what I'm saying? This is what we want to see. We want to see some growth and development from these young rookies, especially Zach Wilson and stuff like that. He definitely did a good job in that game, maintaining. He did have a couple of mistakes and stuff like that, but he definitely got back to it, and he held high, even with that offensive line.
Yeah.
And shout out to A&V. He has to get a little bit more respect. He's playing left tackle right now. He went to 3 different positions.
Bruh, talk about it.
He's definitely did his thing, man. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like I said, I was watching the game, and I'm sitting back, and I'm like, wait a minute. Is that AVT at left tackle? And I was a little like, what is going on here?
God.
You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen him there
He's
since.
All over the place.
Yeah, all over the place. Like I told people, left guard, right guard, left tackle. Listen, he can do all things. Now, we're going forward, man, and Max Mitchell, dislocated knee. What do you think the Jets should do there to kind of solve this issue at right tackle? Are you all right with McDermott going over there? Do you want to move on to one of the guys we signed off the practice squad? How do you think we should handle that, man?
I mean, I feel like we should probably. I don't know, because they was busting through the right side a lot. I can't even lie. Zach Wilson was running for his life, and I'm glad that Zach Wilson came back in this game, because if we would have had Joe Flacco, that would have been bad. I can't even lie, because it was really coming after the quarterback. But to answer your question, I feel like whatever's best. I feel like, he had a shaky game as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
If he's coming off the knee injury and he's feeling better, I think we should put him out there, because listen, we're coming from one game that had a good defensive line to another game that has another defensive line. But we would definitely talk about that when we talk about the Dolphins. But, man, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that as well. Like you said, especially going forward, because the Dolphins do have a pass rush. Now, before we talk about that game, what are your thoughts about our pass rush showing up in this football game against the Steelers? Were you shocked to see Lawson and Jermaine Johnson and Quinnen Williams, and we even saw Huff out there handling business? It just really came alive. How did you feel about that early, man?
It feels like a breath of fresh air. We've been waiting for this for like 3, 4, 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's been a long time since Muhammad Wilkerson and Sheldon Richardson, around that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last time we had like a real pass rush that was solid. And we finally seen it. We just need to get to the quarterback more consistent. We did a good job. I need to see it a little bit more. But I'm loving to see how that the team is working, especially on the D-line. And Quentin Williams is really getting some help. Now he could actually focus on getting to the quarterback without getting double teamed. So now he could actually show up. So it's good, man.
Yeah, it is. What are your thoughts about Sauce, man? That guy's a monster. And this is a young rookie that's really showing up and showing out. How'd you feel about the way he played against Steelers?
Man. Listen, so it's 2 back-to-back games, man. He's really doing his thing. Listen, he's living up to his draft stock. I can't even lie, man. They said, listen, this man is a shutdown cornerback, and he definitely did it against Jamal Chase. He was getting him aggravated, and he definitely did it against the Steelers wide receivers in the last game. So I'm loving what I'm seeing from Sauce. You can see he has that element, plus he's tall too. So we could definitely use him for a number one cornerback or against a number one wide receiver, I feel very comfortable with having Sauce on the cornerback position against the number one wide receiver on their team. He's looking really good.
Yeah.
And he looked like he has a lot of techniques as well, too.
Yep.
So,
yep.
yeah.
So now I want to talk to you about this Dolphins game, Val, because you've given us some takes. What are your thoughts about us matching up with Mike Gesicki, man? How concerned are you about this tight end facing him again? He cooks us damn near every year, man. He cooks us almost every year. Do you think we'll be able to stop him or slow him down this season? I mean, can we do anything with him?
Oh, man. I mean, listen, man, I feel like now that we have a D-line that the linebackers don't have to really force themselves to run blitzes and stuff, I feel like we can have a little bit more coverage. Our coverage is not too strong. We still have some work to do with that. I feel like he's still going to be a problem, but I feel like probably we're gonna be able to stop him in probably like the third quarter, fourth quarter when it comes down to it, because it seems like we the comeback kids this year. So I'm loving it, man. Like, you know, but I definitely want to see more coverage, and you know, and I definitely believe in our one-on-one, our man-to-man defense as well too. So I definitely am feeling comfortable with that.
Listen, before I let you go, and again, they got another tight end over there as well. I think his name is Durham Smythe. That guy can move as well. So we'll see what happens with the tight end situation. Now, what are your thoughts about us matching up with Waddle and Hill, man? How do you think it? Do you think it's going to be help over the top, or do you think that Sauce and Reed will be able to handle those guys? What do you think happens, man?
You know what I'm loving about this? We're going to see what type of cornerbacks we really have against this wide receiver core, man. Like, if they really do good, especially with the safety, because we did have some miscommunication, especially in the first game and a little bit of the second game as well, too. But now I feel like we're coming into that zone. The chemistry's starting to flow. I feel like we're going to be able to stop them. Plus, we got to get Tyreek Hill, man. We have to, you know, have a little chip on our shoulder because, you know, he did pass us up to go to Miami Dolphins, you know, so we got to get him back, you know. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be that revenge game. And, you know, hey, man, I'm just happy about this team so far. Like, it's a breath of fresh air because, man, we went through that Adam Gase. I was questioning myself, Joe. I was really questioning myself. Am I really a Jets fan, man, with this Adam Gase team, man? Like, I'm just happy, you know what I'm saying, that we actually going into the right direction. And we have some young talent. Shout out to Jamal Adams as well, too, getting us those 2 picks. Shout out to Joe Douglas, too, for getting those finessing the Seahawks and stuff. And shout out to Gino. He's doing a little good, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, man, I'm loving it. And Garrett Wilson, I need to see Garrett Wilson as well, too. I'm sorry to bring this up, too.
Yeah.
But Garrett Wilson, I need that the Browns, when he was playing against the Browns, I need that type of energy. We need that in this game as well, too. I need it to flow. And shout out to Elijah Moore,
Elijah Moore, yeah,
as well too. He definitely, Elijah Moore, he definitely did good that last game as well too. We need to see more of him as well too. Corey Davis definitely did his thing, and I'm loving it, man. Loving the game.
Big stuff. Listen, before I let you go, Val, give me your game prediction, man. Your final game prediction. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think this game ends up?
I got the Jets winning, and I got the Jets winning this game, and I got us probably winning 17-24.
Oh,
17-24.
All right. Listen, salutes, Val. I want to thank you for calling in, man. It was good to hear from you.
Hey, man, it's good to hear from you too, man. Are you going to be live streaming?
I'll let y'all know, but I'm looking like right now I'm going to do the live watch along with y'all. That's what it's looking like right now. But I'll let y'all know for sure, man, a day before.
I'm definitely going to be in that chat, man.
Absolutely. Salute.
Definitely going to be in that chat, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. And everybody hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. That boy Joe, man. Let's go.
Thank you so much. You have a good one, Val.
Yes, sir.
Listen, Val coming in with some takes, man. Again, you know, for those of you that may not know, we do live watch-alongs as well here on the YouTube side of things, and then we have a live radio show directly after. That's where y'all get the post-game stuff from me. And, man, we have a lot of fun, you know what I'm saying? So come on over and join if you haven't, all right? Come on over to YouTube. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? We do these live watch along when my schedule permits. But you know what? We've got to shout out my guy, Pappy 1994 with the big donation, man. I said Pappy 1994 with the big donation, man. He says, we need this win. We need this win. There's a lot of people saying, listen, Jets fans are excited. We're coming off of a big win against the Steelers, another comeback, saying, hey, we need this win. Salutes again to Pappy for giving to the platform with the big donation, man. It's greatly appreciated, you know. So we're going to keep on rolling. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Next, I'm going to my guy, Jeremy, man. I'm going to Jeremy. Venom will come to you next. Salutes to you, Jeremy. For those of you that do not know, all right, this guy, Jeremy, he's a savage, man. He's a savage. He's a savage, man. Salutes to you, Jeremy. I want to thank you for calling in. It's good to hear from you. Look, we're coming off this win against the Steelers, man. Give me your thoughts on what you saw from this Jets football team. Were you surprised by the moxie and grit that Zach Wilson showed? And he showed up when it mattered the most, man, and got it done on the final drive.
No, it's a surprise because you never know when it's going to happen. I always believe in Zach Wilson. But you never know the moment it's going to happen. When is it going to be the breakout party? When is it going to be that magic moment for a quarterback? Mm-hmm. And I feel like we may have experienced and viewed and seen that magic moment. So you could never really know it's coming. I mean, we were really down. We were in the dumps at that point when we fell behind by 10, 20 unanswered points. I mean, it didn't feel good. But then, boom, the explosion. And it's what I've been waiting for since the day we drafted him. So I'm super, super stoked.
Yeah. I was as well, like you said as well. There was some issues, especially going into the half, especially after that interception. We saw penalties as well. And these penalty issues we see are continuing to kind of be an issue. We kind of shoot ourselves in the foot. What are your thoughts about that, man? Because sometimes we get really sloppy. Excessive penalties that help extend opponents' drives. Do you think that that's something that's going to continue throughout the rest of this season?
Well, I hope not. There definitely needs, nothing that happened in that fourth quarter changes the fact that one of the things that we really need to see change in this organization right now with our coaching staff to the players is accountability. Mm. And when you have a third week in a row when you take a roughing penalty that is senseless and makes no sense and there's no benefit to the team, you got to start to question how are you going to hold the players accountable? How are you going to make sure that they understand that we are not good enough to do that? Because moving ahead, playing teams like Miami and then Green Bay, Denver, with our schedule and with what we want to accomplish and where we want to go as a team, great teams do not commit those kind of penalties, senseless penalties like that. And when they do, it costs them big time. So this is something that has to happen in our organization for us to be able to move forward eventually and really to get where we want to be. So they're going to have to figure it out because some of those penalties they're just not acceptable.
Yeah, you're completely right. And I tell, I talked to Jets fan. I mean, we had a caller earlier talking about how, the penalties really helped us and stuff like. It's like, come on, dude. I respect everybody's take, but no, penalties, there's all types of ways that you can get things done on the field. Penalties will cost you, even if they push us back and we still end up with a score. It doesn't matter. You don't want to see excessive penalties. And you talked about as well, these big boy teams that we're going to come up against. We're talking about ascending in this league, getting better. You don't see, teams like the Packers and the Chiefs and all these other teams, the Bills, with excessive penalties. They just don't do that. They don't want to give up free yardage. They understand that when you're playing these upper echelons teams, you extend their drives. You extend a drive against Patrick Mahomes, he'll make you pay. The same with Josh Allen. The same with Aaron Rodgers. The same with any of these other good quarterbacks in this league. Hell, the Patriots aren't necessarily the best team. They're not going out there and getting a bunch of penalties either. We've got to clean that stuff up because, like you said, when we play, teams that are in that upper echelons, we're going to absolutely, have to pay for some of the things that we're doing, and they will punch it into the end zone, and then we'll be behind by more. Now, when we talk about, some of the things that we saw in this game, the offensive line struggled at times, but we saw AVT out there at left tackle as well. Give me your thoughts and your assessment of this offensive line, especially, again, going forward without Max Mitchell. We don't know when he's going to come back with because he's got that dislocated knee. What are your thoughts about the offensive line? How do you think the Jets should handle the right tackle position? And what are your thoughts about ATV there at left tackle?
Look, I think they did the right thing by putting ATV there. When I suggested it a couple of times on my show and, and other, shows, people thought, oh, you can't mess with the kid. You can't put him in a different position. It's going to screw him up. You want him to get used to his one position. You can't keep changing him. My argument was, hey, this is a temporary thing because the number one priority is protecting Zach Wilson, especially, this is the second year in a row he's had an injury, just coming back. We need to protect him. It's no more playing games. And if AVT, salutes to him, right, for being willing to jump over there and do it.
Yeah.
We need to do the best possible job right now in protecting Zach Wilson. So I was 100% for it. I appreciate AVT. He is now shining this year. He has broken out, and he showed exactly why we gave up the trade capital that we gave up to move up and get him. Mm-hmm. And again, it's showing Joe Douglas's genius because, boy, what would we be without AVT right now? He's perhaps the best player in our offense in some ways, or at least the most valuable. Mm. So just awesome. And now we understand why we like to take versatile players who can shift around and play different positions. It's a beautiful thing. I think one of the things that's helping our line, even though we're torn up and beaten up and we're taking these injuries, is there is now, we paid the price last year for the first 5 games, but that system is in now, right? And the players that come into our team, it's not everybody learning a new system. It's whoever's stepping in. But McGovern and the guys that are there, AVT, the guys that are there week in and week out that are staying healthy, they know and understand this system and the scheme and the philosophy of what we do as an offense. And you could see for the 49ers when a system like this gets put in place, even when you start changing the players, it's like a next man up kind of thing. It's a strong, well-oiled machine, the system. So I'm starting to really believe in this zone blocking scheme that we have in place. And it's making me think that when we get healthy, we're only going to be that much stronger. But it's also going to get us through times like this when we have to use backup players. And, I think they'll keep AVT on the left side this against Miami. And I think on the right side, I think his name is Remmers. I think that's the guy I'm expecting to see play on the right side.
Okay, so you're not,
for tackle.
So you don't want to have nothing to do with Connor McDermott possibly starting at right tackle at all, right?
No, I think he's an emergency guy for sure. I just want to say in his defense, he is not, obviously the pass defense for him, the pass blocking is a very serious issue. But his run blocking,
Go ahead, Jeremy. Try your best. Try your best. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you try here.
His run blocking is not college level. It's somewhere. It's borderline NFL level. Whereas it's only his pass blocking that's like not even NFL caliber.
Jeremy.
But
listen, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Connor McDermott is trash. All right, he's trash. Like, come on. He's trash.
Yeah, but you know what?
Come on, he's trash.
It's our fault for having him on the roster.
Yeah.
It's our fault for not having a better upgrade in the roster.
Yeah, and again, hopefully Dwayne Brown, and we'll see what happens going forward with him. There was a lot of talk about, we all know initially, they said, hey, the injury that he had, he'd be back week 5, but then there was also a lot of rumors swirling that he's not going to be back by week 5, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully he'll be able to return soon, hopefully, and maybe, again, next week. And we'll see what happens going forward. His addition to the offensive line may help us, okay? But, man, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Now, going into this Dolphins game with you, because I want to discuss that a bit too, give me your thoughts, man, about us matching up with this team. How do you feel about our defense matching up with them, man? Again, they got Tyreek Hill. They got Waddle. They've got Gesicki. How do you think this secondary is going to be able to handle all of those weapons that the Dolphins have?
Well, I think that even one thing that hurts the Jets and one thing that has been our problem is it has not been the wide receivers. It really hasn't. We've done a good job, and since this Saleh regime has started, in even with Bryce Hall and Echols last year, we were all shocked by it. But it's not our weakness. It's not where we get hurt. It's not where the defense is vulnerable. And when you think, and don't get me wrong, I mean, obviously Tyreek Hill is Tyreek Hill. So, but I don't know. They're not going to own us. I mean, with DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner, we have the defenders now. We have the secondary to contain these guys. Now, people should notice about our safeties, you see the difference between yesterday and the rest of the season. The real difference, and the reason you saw LaMarcus Joyner and Whitehead bounce back so hard, is because the Steelers were the first team that we faced this year that didn't have this ferocious running attack. Now, I know they have Najee Harris, but they're not on all cylinders. They're not running effectively, and that's the difference in the play of safety. Because the first three games we were playing against elite running teams, the way they run the ball is so effectively. That's what hurts the safeties when they have to come in and they have to worry about the run. With the Steelers, it wasn't as much an issue, and you saw what happened with our safeties. They played much better. It's the same thing with Miami. Miami is not Baltimore. Miami is not Cincinnati, and Miami is, not Cleveland as far as a running team. So I think we can expect our safeties to continue to play well and contribute. I think we got Sauce and DJ Reed. We're really strong there. As far as Gesicki, we got to play him like we played Andrews, right? I mean, we were able to contain Andrews week one. So if we can contain Andrews and rely on our secondary, but it's always going to come down to pressure on the quarterback, So at the end of the day, that's what's really going to neutralize those weapons. We got to make Bridgewater uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think the big issue as well, going into us being able to come down into the run and handle the business there at safety was just the fact that there was a lot of miscommunications. I think offensively, or defensively, excuse me, with the safeties. I think that was the big issues. And again, DJ Reed even came out and said that they had cleaned that up. So I think that's a huge deal for us as well. But before I let you go, Jeremy, give me your final score prediction for this game, man. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think it ends up?
27-17, New York Jets.
Okay, I like that take, Jeremy. I like that take. All right, listen, Jeremy taking the Jets. I said nothing. Jeremy taking the Jets. All right, listen, Jeremy, I want to thank you for calling in, man. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right.
All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. You have a good one. Listen, we're going to keep going again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Next, I'm going to my guy, Venom. Venom coming directly to you. Salutes to you, Venom. For those of you that do not know Venom, he's a savage, man. He's a savage. Savage. Salutes to you, Venom. I want to thank you for calling in. Listen, man, we just watched Zach Wilson go out there and handle business, okay? Give me your thoughts about his performance, man.
Yeah, it was a good performance, Joe. I got to apologize to you, man. I got to apologize to you with Zach going off last week.
Venom, you look, I respect everybody's take. You called in, you were furious. Okay, you were very hot. You did say that they were going to lose. There's no way. I think it was no way in hell that the Jets are going to win. You said a lot. And today, I'm here to listen to you, Venom. All right, go ahead and give me your thoughts on this Jets performance and Zach Wilson, bro. Let me know. Tell me.
I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed. I cannot lie, man. Only thing I want to see more is a full 4 quarters of Zach playing the way he played in that last 4 or 5 minutes. So if we could get that, I'm good with it, man. I don't want to give up. I don't want to let him too much on Ulbrich because his defense still got to get better. and I want to see this offense start clicking a little bit earlier, man. So hopefully we can see that this week, because we're gonna need to see it this week, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now, again, I'm pretty sure you were excited about the performance of Zach Wilson and everything that he put together out there on the field. What were your thoughts about this offensive line? Because now it's getting pretty shaky, right? You got Max Mitchell out with a dislocated knee. AVT is playing left tackle. I mean, what were your thoughts about the adjustments along the offensive line, and how do you think the Jets should move forward with their offensive line now that Max Mitchell is out? Do you think Connor McDermott should start at right tackle?
I don't think so. They just signed 2 offensive linemen, so hopefully they'll be ready this week. Hopefully Dwayne Brown will be ready this week. So hopefully they'll get some snaps at the right tackle, man, because we need somebody. Maybe AVT could go there if Dwayne Brown comes back, because he's been playing everywhere, and that's the type of caliber. You put him in any position and you don't have to worry about it. It's like, okay, AVT, go to the right tackle, left tackle, the center, the guard, anywhere he's comfortable there. I got to give a shout out Joe too, because our center, he has been playing a great season, because we haven't, if it's McDermott, he's been playing great because we haven't had any pressure up the middle like that. It seems like it's been the right or the left side that's been giving us the most problems. So the center's doing pretty well also.
It's just crazy, Venom, because it's great to listen to you. Go ahead, man. I'm listening, Venom. I'm listening, because last week you just called in full of fire. This team's going to get its butts kicked. They suck. I'm just listening. That's all I'm saying. I'm just listening, Venom. You know what I mean?
I had to calm down, man. I had to calm down.
Yeah,
it was just so much going through the same thing over and over again. So I had to calm down, man.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad that you're calm now. So moving forward, we're going to talk about this Jets defense, man. What were your thoughts about the performance of Sauce in this football game against the Steelers? I thought he was phenomenal. He was out there really breaking up passes, knocking things down, and handling business, man. How did you feel about his performance in that game?
Man, Sauce he's going to be a beast, man. He's stepping up. He's rising to the occasion, and then having somebody like DJ Reed to show him how to go about things. I think he's gonna be. He did a great job, man. Any receiver that they put on that side was, even the tight end was locked up when when Michael Carter got the interception. So he was locking up everybody, man. Mm-hmm. Everybody. George Pickett tried to bully him. He ain't let that happen. So Sauce is going to be an issue, man. So hopefully we get to keep seeing him grow. And this is only 4 weeks into the season, so he has a lot more time to grow, and I want to see what he develops into.
Yeah, he does. And again,
only thing, Joe, about
go ahead.
This defense, I just want to see these veterans stop making stupid plays. It's not the rookies, it's the veterans. That hit by Carl Lawson, it was tic-tac, but, we got them on the board right before half, so we can't let things like that happen. And it seems like every week it's another veteran that keeps doing these stupid mistakes every time. So hopefully Salah will sit down with them and have a talk with all the veterans, because the rookies are playing extremely well.
Yeah. I mean, those are the guys, like you said, those are the guys getting the penalties, man. And it's been mind-blowing the way that, and I talked about it, Jeremy spoke about it as well. Just, you cannot give away yardage to these really good teams that we got upcoming, because if you do, boy, you're going to be paying for it big time, because they'll cash that in. They'll punch that in for a touchdown. We've got to find a way to stop getting these crazy penalties. They're just ridiculous, man.
Yeah, and we're not that good. We're not good enough to do that, to, make all these turnovers and think we could still be in the fight with
That's
some
a
of these
fact.
top
Yep.
contenders. So
Yep.
we definitely have to hold on to it. And even as play calling, sometimes even right before the half, you got to run the ball. Don't try to throw it. Don't just go for the three. Go up. We're not that good of a team right now to try to impose our will. I appreciate that he did, but I would have took the 3 any which way in that situation.
Yeah. No, that's what we were talking about. We go up I think it would have been a 13-3. We really shut the door on them. Yep. But you know, we were able to bounce back. So I'm thankful for that. But we just got to clean things up going forward. It wasn't the most beautiful win, but it was gutsy, showed moxie, and got it done. Now, my final question before I let you go, Venom, because I want to talk to you about this Jets-Dolphins game we got coming up. This Jets-Dolphins team, or this Jets-Dolphins matchup, they have pass rush, man. They got some guys that can get after it, okay? They got some guys. Like, I know they have Raekwon Davis. They got Baker. Like, they've got Ingram. They've got some guys that can get after it. What are your thoughts? How do you think the New York Jets will protect Zach Wilson in this game? Because the Steelers were getting after Zach, but he was able to kind of get the ball out and, you know, just throw it away. What do you think the Jets should do, man? Do you think we'll see our tight ends come in and help, or how do you think they're going to protect Zach?
They're going to have to keep the tight ends in. I heard people say we're a lot more talented than Miami. You got to hit that button and say you smoking crack, man. What are you smoking, man? Because this team, Miami,
hold on, Venom. Listen, you asked for it, you know.
You're smoking crack. Stop.
Go ahead with your take.
Yo, this Miami team is built different, man. What they did was spend money everywhere. They got Brian Jones, and they have the safety in the back that locks down everything. They got 2 good corners on the edges. Man, you got Baker coming down the middle in the linebacker. It's talent everywhere on that Miami squad. So, you know, we don't have that yet. We're still developing that talent and putting it all together. We're still building our chemistry.
You don't think we have talent at like multiple spots on this football team?
Joe, I said we have talent, but we're still building a relationship together. Miami, they started this thing off running from day one where they could come jump out the window on you. We haven't even seen our potential of our defensive line yet. We haven't saw Carl Lawson start getting busy. We didn't see JJ start getting busy. We still just see sputters from Quentin. We just see a little bit from Quentin, but we don't see them dominate the way other teams dominate.
Okay.
You know, so there's things, and even this Miami offense, our offense don't get busy the way they get busy.
Okay. So
this is going to be tough for us to handle that speed that's over there, because you got to pick your poison in this game.
All right.
Either you're pushing everybody back in cover 4, or you're letting, if you go after Gesicki with the safeties, letting Tyreek go over, or Water go over the top. And only thing that we have is that we got Bridgewater that can't throw that deep to get to them. So we're gonna have to pick our poison. Like you said, Gesicki kills us, and now you just, with those 2 speed burners, you're gonna have to pick your poison.
Okay.
You can't have 2 over the top, because.
Go ahead. I know you can't have 2 over the top. I'm just saying, this sounds like the old Venom.
You can't have 2 over the top.
Okay, go ahead.
You can't have 2 over the top.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm just saying you can't have 2
so
over the top.
So Sauce can't stick with him?
Over the top. Who do we have over the top, Joe?
Sauce
Who do we have over the top?
You don't think that Sauce, look, Jalen Waddle's phenomenal. Tyreek Hill, that guy's just a burner. We all know. But I think that Sauce and Reed will be okay. Of course, they're going to get their help then and there. But I think another thing that you're leaving out, Venom, is that if we can go in there and rush the passer, Tua's not playing this week. Of course, he's in the concussion protocol. I hope he ends up being okay. I don't even want to, that situation was crazy. That was just crazy. Yeah. But I hope he ends up being all right.
Up to Tua.
But my goodness, our pass rush, if it can come in and have some effect, they're not going to have all day to just throw the ball out there. You know what I mean? Now, I'm a little bit worried about their running game as well. Because they can't run the football. Mozart, Edmonds, they got some guys that can move. But, you know, we can cover a little bit here, Venom.
Yeah.
We can cover a little bit. And I know that a lot of people talk about the safeties and the play there, but guess what? The communication issues was the biggest issue, and we saw that. We saw that not be an issue in this past game because they sat down, had a defensive meeting, and cleaned it up. So I hear what you're saying, Venom. I'm just saying that, you know, I think you should give the Jets a little bit more, you know, than you already have. But but I want to hear your your final score prediction as well. Go ahead.
Okay, listen. Oh, I understand what you're saying, Joe.
Okay.
We've been down this road again. I don't want to go back.
You're right. We have.
I don't want to go back to last week, Venom. I'm here. So now I want to see them get 2 wins in a row. I want to see them. I would be, you know, I want to, every time, you know, I hate on them, they get a dub. So maybe I should hate on them again to get a dub. And, you know,
oh, my goodness.
I would just want to see them, you know, I just want to see them come out and get another dub. I don't want to fall back and we lose this one.
So
and,
what is your prediction?
I just want to see them come out and.
What's the prediction?
My prediction is 24-27 Jets by 3.
24 after all that talk.
That's
listen, come on. Listen, pay attention, everybody.
Joe, the only thing I know.
Go ahead.
The only thing I know, Joe, is this team is competitive. People don't run on them. They're feisty. They're scrappy. You know, we're people be saying 14 points is a blowout nowadays. So if we get to beat by 14 and that's considered a blowout, you know, I think the Jets are going to hold their own in this one. And Zach keep getting his moxie up. We're going to be fine, man.
Okay. Listen, Venom, I want to thank you.
And it's week 5, man. It's week 5.
It's week 5.
We got more time to build and grow, so it's only week 5.
We'll be all right. Listen, Venom, I want to thank you for calling in. I got to slide off. 860 will come to you next. Venom, I want to thank you for calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right, Venom?
Definitely, bro. Have a good one.
All right, you have a good one. Listen, Venom called in with some takes, okay? I understand. Things have been up and down, but, you know, we're finding our way out here. We got Zach Wilson back, and he's playing well, all right? He's playing all right. So, again, lines are open, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Again, when you call in, please make sure your background is clear, okay? All right? Make sure your background's clear. I know I have new callers. I want to make sure you're good to go. I want to be able to hear you, okay? You don't call us from a Sesame Street phone. I want to be able to hear you. Take me off a speaker. You got me on speaker. Stop doing that, okay? I want to be able to hear you, all right? So, again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Again, wherever you're watching me from, please give the stream a thumbs up. Share the stream as well across your social media with your friends and your family. Subscribe if you have not subscribed, and hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. If you want to give to the stream, the super chat is there. The Cash App is also at the bottom of the stream. Anything you give to the platform is greatly appreciated. So, next, we're going to 860. 860. We're coming directly to you. You're looking like a new caller. Give me your name, where you're from. Give me your thoughts about this Jets game against the Steelers. How are you feeling after watching Zach Wilson come back and really put in a solid game here and get a good big Jets win on the comeback?
Hey, what's going on, man? So they call me June the GM.
Okay.
I'm born and raised in the Bronx, New York. Born and raised in the Bronx, New York. I live in Connecticut right now.
Okay.
And I've been a Jets fan for over 40 years. I've been riding for 40 years plus.
Okay.
So, you know, I ain't no bandwagon.
Yeah, listen,
no.
Ain't much of a bandwagon here yet, baby. I hear you. Listen, June coming on with some fire. Hold on, let's give him some. Yeah. I like what you coming with, June. Now, listen.
I don't.
Go ahead. Give us your takes, man. How you feeling about Zach Wilson?
I know what. Look, I like the kid, Zach. I think Zach, to me, out of all my years of living, I think that Zach has the most talent at a position that I've seen personally that we've drafted.
Wow, okay.
I was there when we drafted Kenny O'Brien instead of Dan Marino. I was there when we drafted Chad Pennington, when we brought in an old Vinny Testaverde, who was one of my favorites. I've been there, like I said, over 40 years. But from a talent perspective, I haven't seen a kid with as much athleticism and such an arm. He has a gun for an arm. He has a rifle.
Yeah.
You know, like Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
The problem is we all know he's a little fragile because he's a little small. His build is small for the position. I'm hoping he can stay healthy. He has a long injury history because back in the days at BYU, he's always had some issues. But I like the kid a lot. I think he has the potential to be great if we can keep him healthy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we have to protect him. That's the big thing.
Fear.
That's the big thing. Is our protection has got to step up. Go ahead.
And that's the part where I'm a little bit upset with Joe Douglas. I'm going to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Joe knew that we had an issue with Becton before the year started. He knew he wasn't dependable. I don't like the fact that we waited until the fourth round to draft the lineman when he knows, you know, I know, we all know we had offensive line issues. Mm-hmm. He should have got at least 2 offensive linemen in this draft, but he waited to the fourth round. Yes, Max looked decent before he got hurt, but we know we should have drafted at least 2 young gunners on that offensive line. That being said, we're going to have problems with Miami because Miami has a bunch of piranhas on that defensive line. Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on a second, June, and I hear you. But here's the deal. Okay, I understand there was a lot of talk about this, especially after Becton went down, right? About Akeem Ekwonu, maybe we should have took him. That I know that there was a lot of discussion about that, and I kind of get that. But he did try to shore up the back end because he was already talking to Dwayne Brown before Becton went down. He was already talking, and again, I'm not just sitting here defending Joe Douglas because he's done some things that I've questioned as well. Yeah, I've questioned it as well. Some things, not all things, but some things I've questioned, him as well. But he did try to shore some things up, right? So when you look at the situation, he came in. Fant was supposed to be the guy that was starting at left tackle. He ends up going down with a knee injury, right? I mean, that's coming off of a phenomenal year from Fant at left tackle last year. Becton's supposed to be our right tackle. True. He goes down, same knee injury. He had a chip fracture in his knee. That sits him down for the year. He was already talking to Dwayne Brown. Dwayne Brown's supposed to, he comes in. We saw what happened to him. He goes down and goes on IR too. So I understand he did try to shore up the tackle spot. McDermott, I mean, these were kind of the best options available. I understand the criticism, but I will say that I think that Joe Douglas tried. It's just like, how many damn tackles can you have on the roster?
No, listen.
You know what I mean? How many damn tackles can you put on the roster,
I would be lying if I said he didn't try. It's just I've never seen a team lose 4 offensive linemen in the same season.
It happens. It happens.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's my fear. Listen, from a talent perspective, now we're talking talent, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, Miami has talent. Tyreek Hill, we got Waddle out there. Their running backs are, I'm not worried about none of their running backs. Mm-hmm. There's the quarterback, Bridgewater beat us last year, but I'm not necessarily worried about him either, or Tua, even if Tua wants to play, which he's not. Mm-hmm. But I think we got the talent to match up well with them. My only fear is I don't like the offensive line situation.
Yeah.
Because the way I was listening to some other commentators earlier this week, and I was a little upset because they kept saying, Zach was rusty in the beginning, Zach this and Zach that. I said to myself, wait a minute. Zach was running for his life 3/4 of the game. Mm-hmm. The kid was on the run the whole 3/4 of the game. Mm-hmm. Like, he had to run, and how can you be comfortable in the pocket? The offensive line ain't really show up to the fourth quarter of the game.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, for some odd reason, they just played, they gave him time, and we see what happens when Zach has time.
Yeah.
And so to me, I'm not too worried about the offense of Miami. My thing is this. If we're not going to block for Zach, we're in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I think that this goes to, and again, talking about the tackle position, he also brought in Max Mitchell as well. And Max, before he went down, was playing extremely well, too. We all know that as well. But now he's dealing with that dislocated knee. So now we'll see what happens going forward. They might go to Rimmers. They might go to Bushi. We might see, McDermott there at right tackle. Again, we see an AVT playing left tackle. Another big issue on the offensive line as well is not just the tackles. Tomlinson has also been playing pretty darn bad as well. He was our big free agent signing, Pro Bowl guy we thought was going to step up. But, June, I think a big thing, too, in this upcoming game against Miami could be play calling, Okay, play calling is where it comes into effect when you can't protect your quarterback.
Don't get me started.
Hold on a second. Hold on. So the way, but again, Mike LaFleur has shown that in the past that he can do some of these things, getting the ball out of Zach Wilson's hands quickly, quick drops, get the ball out of his hands, get it into space, hit the backs. He can do those things. Now he's going to be called upon this week as a play caller to figure out how to get this done. That's what we're going to see. We saw it before with Mike White. Remember last year the Jets were having issues with protection, all of that stuff. Yep. Zach Wilson went down because of those issues with the PCL. Mike White came in and was dialing things up with the same line. All right, it was because, hey, he was getting the ball out of his hands quick. So this might – hold on a second, June. This might be – again, this is going to be the game where we're going to see what Mike LaFleur has, what he can draw up, how quickly he can get the ball out of Zach Wilson's hands, and what kind of scheme he can draw up to really thwart, again, the offensive line issues in the pass rush of the Dolphins. Go ahead. I'll give you the final word before I let you go.
I agree with you. Mm-hmm. This is my fear with our offensive coordinator, and I agree. It's these type of things that make me question where's his mind at. Remember right before halftime, we were looking good. All we needed was maybe another 5-10 yards to give our kicker a chance at the field goal. Zach throws that questionable pass into a group of people just hanging out, right?
Yeah.
I say to myself, why didn't he call timeout and tell Zach, hey, Zach, we don't need to force nothing here. Quick little 5-7 yard pass, get the ball out your hand. Let's give our field goal kicker a shot. That's what I say to myself. Sometimes you trust Zach a little bit too much. I want him to take charge and speak to Zach. He's still a young kid. Hey, Zach, don't force the ball. Get this little bit of yardage. Let's get this field goal, because that changes the dynamic of the game. And it's going to be those type of calls. Like you said, he's going to have to call one hell of a game to beat and slow down Miami's defensive line. But I'm going to give you my score prediction.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to give you my prediction.
Go ahead.
Before you let me go, and I love your show, by the way.
Thank you so much.
I'm new to it. I'm going to be tuning in all the time.
Thank you.
I got the Jets 31-27.
Whoo, hold on, June. Talk. June said 31-27 Jets. Listen, June, I want to thank you for calling in, man. I want to hear from you on the next time I have a show. You have yourself a good night, my friend.
You as well, my brother. God bless.
All right, you have a good one. Listen, June called in with some fire. Salutes. You know, and look, I know a lot of people get on Joe Douglas, and I get it. Okay, this offensive line is a mess. Whew. Right now, I'm telling you, Tomlin not looking so good. That signing so far, it's looking buns. Okay, hopefully he cleans it up. I don't want to have to hit him with that again, but I'm just saying Tomlinson so far looking buns. Okay, I'm just saying. We were all excited about it, but it's not looking, you know. But again, that tackle position, Becton going down, you know, Fant going down. We're seeing, you know, tackles just go left and right, go down for us. Guys that we thought we'd be able to depend on. Dwayne Brown going down with his injury. We'll see when he comes back. Hopefully it's very soon. Max Mitchell with the dislocated knee now. So it's like, man, what can you do? So, you know, hopefully things clean up. But again, we've got to figure it out. And LaFleur, this is going to be his call here. He's got to figure out how to get these, you know, get the ball out of Zach's hands quickly. And again, salutes to all the savages in the chat as well. You know, a lot of people talking about it. The running game has got to be more impactful. We're running the football more effectively. Things would ease it up. You know, going forward, grabbing guys up, pushing them out of the way, that should be something you should be solid at as an offensive lineman. So we've got to do that well as well. And if not, you're going to end up putting everything on Zach's shoulders. Everything on Zach's shoulders. So we got to find a way to get it done, but you got to get the ball out of Zach's hands quickly, because the mobility thing, running around, is only going to get you so far. It's only going to get you so far. Eventually, they're going to catch you, and they're going to hit you real hard, okay? So, again, salutes to all the savages in the chat just getting after it. NY Jets FL says the short pass is the same as run. Use the clock. Yeah, we've got to do all of those things, I left a poll in the chat. Again, salutes to all the savages. I'm going to close the poll now. We're going to get the thoughts from the savages, all right, on this Dolphins-Jets game. Now, I put the poll up earlier. 75% of the savages in the chat say that the New York Jets will beat the Dolphins. 75%. Only 25% believe that the Jets will lose. 75%. That's pretty big there. That's pretty big. So I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on this upcoming game against the Dolphins. Listen, I'm looking at our offense, and I think Zach Wilson will be able to come out and do some things. He's got to be careful with the football, though. All right, because I know Xavier Howard right now is questionable. I know he's dealing with a groin injury, so we'll see if he ends up playing. If he does, man, let me tell you something. This Dolphins secondary is serious. Needleham, Howard, they got a bunch of guys back there. Bethel that can really handle business there at corner. Don't be trying to throw balls where they don't fit, because these guys will pick it off, especially, again, Howard's a really good corner in this league. He's got to be careful. I'm also concerned, again, about the pass rush. Wilkins, Davis, Ogba. Emmanuel Ogba has been a very solid defensive lineman in this league for years. Roberts, again, Baker, that kid's showing up and showing out. Phillips and Ingram, Melvin Ingram, been in this league for a while. These guys can get after it. We have to find a way to properly protect Zach Wilson, because if we don't, boy, oh boy, are we going to be in some trouble, in some big trouble. All right, these guys will smack him around, and it'll be a long day for us, and I do not want to see that. So the big thing is you've got to properly protect Zach Wilson. I mean, bring some backs in to help block, chip him with tight ends, do whatever you can. You got to protect Zach Wilson. And hopefully this week we'll see more from the running game than we saw last week against the Steelers. The running game has really got to get going early, whether it be Breece or Michael Carter. Also want to see Carter come out that backfield, man, get the ball in that guy's hands. He is scary in space. Now we go to the defensive side of the ball again. Tua not starting because he's dealing with that concussion. We already know he's out. Teddy Bridgewater is still a very good quarterback in this league. He's very smart, very smart. Very smart guy. He's effective. He's nothing to turn your nose up at. So we've got to make sure that we get some pressure on him. Lawson, Jermaine Johnson, Bryce Hall, Jacob Martin, all these guys. We got to get after him. Quentin Williams, put some pressure on this guy, man. Smack him around, because let me tell you something. Tyreek Hill, Waddle, you give those guys time to just roam around in your secondary while, Teddy Bridgewater, again, he's not – Lamar Jackson fast, but he can extend some plays with his feet as well. We saw this just like with Jacoby, we saw it with him as well, where he's not the greatest runner in the world, but we saw him extend some plays. Teddy Bridgewater can do that as well. You get him moving, Waddle and Hill, you don't want to lose those guys. Waddle and Hill, I think, is going to be the big issue offensively for us. We got to find a way to get those guys covered. Sauce and Reed will definitely be tested in this football game. We also got to look out for Gesicki, man. Every year we talk about this guy. Every year we talk about Gesicki, cooking us, and we see it. So we got to find a way to get him covered as well. So with all that said, I'm going to take the New York Jets to win this football game, and I'm going to take the Jets 21-24. 21-24, I think it's a close game, but I am taking the New York Jets. Oh, yeah. Man, this is going to be a heck of a game. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and close out the show. Salutes to everybody that called in, everybody that watched. It was phenomenal. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook. Search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. Okay? Your boy's also on Twitter as well. Go on over to Twitter. Okay? Type in @The Long Beach Joe, @The Long Beach Joe. You can also hit my personal page @YoungJ000. Again, @YoungJ000. Follow me. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I'm the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. At all times. Okay? I'm just saying. Left guard, right guard, left tackle. Who knows? Maybe he moves to right tackle at some point, right? Dwayne Brown comes back. Maybe he's at right tackle, and we'll see what happens going forward with Dwayne Brown. But he's doing all things. Fight on. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is that you see what USC produces. That's all I'm saying. Fight on. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying much, but I'm just saying that. All right? So, yeah. Go ahead and troll me. I'll troll you right back. I'm also on YouTube as well. Going over to YouTube, search Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Okay, hit that subscription button. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. All right? And if you want to troll me, go ahead and hit those comments, and I'll troll you right back. And as always, folks, when you see me in person, because you will see me in person, okay, it is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone, okay? Free hugs for everyone. The hugs will cost you absolutely nothing, okay? Whoever tells you that the hugs aren't free, they're lying to you. The hugs will cost you absolutely nothing. Without you people, okay, I'm nothing. I want to thank you. Take the times out of your day to call in, listen, and comment on the show. You folks are the absolute best. So with all that said, I want to thank you folks for listening. You folks have a good one. Peace. 1 second, folks. All right, everybody should be able to hear me now. Listen, I want to thank everybody again for calling in and listening to the show, commenting on the social. Salutes to all the Savages. Listen, if you are new, exclamation point links in the chat. All right, exclamation point links in the chat brings up my link tree. 1 second. That brings up my link tree. My link tree has the links to all of my social media, okay? All of my social media. It also has the links to all of my my YouTube pages as well. Please follow me across all my social media platforms. Also follow all my YouTube pages as well. The content coming for those my schedule is crazy. All right, I'm trying to figure it out. Please follow me across all of my platforms. It's greatly appreciated for those of you that do. Again, if you're new, this number here will continue to be the number of the show. All right. For the foreseeable future, unless I tell you otherwise. All right. But as far as I'm concerned, it's going to be the number of the show forever. Okay. So here's the deal. You can call in early and get on the show earlier. There's some people that did it today. Okay. And there's the people that do it every show. They call in about 5-10 minutes before the show starts. Generally, my show starts about 7 p.m. Eastern, depending on the day. Usually, again, it's either a Friday show or a Tuesday show sometimes because of my schedule. You know, things kind of move around. But again, if you follow me across my social media, you will know I'll announce it hours before I go live, and you will definitely have a feel of knowing when I'm going to go live. You call in about, 5 to 10 minutes before the show starts. You'll be on the lines, and I'll get to you. Now, again, please keep in mind that when you call in, please make sure that your line is good, okay? And again, I apologize thank you guys again for letting me know about audio issues. I think it's on YouTube side. I'm trying to get this figured out, all right? We'll figure it out. But again, thank you guys for letting me know, all right? I really appreciate when y'all do that because I want to give y'all the best quality stream and content that I could possibly give y'all, and that is something that I'm going to be figuring out. But anytime that there's an issue like that, again, please tell me, and I'll work to get it fixed. Thank y'all, because it'll get figured out. That's all I'm going to say about that, all right? So, yeah, call in about 5 to 10 minutes before the show starts, and you'll be, waiting on the line. I'll come on. I'll talk about what I got to talk about, and then, boom, we'll get to the show. Now, again, when you call in, please make sure your lines are good. If your line is crazy and you got a bunch of background noise, you got me on speakerphone while you're, flying past construction sites in New York or somewhere, come on, man. I'm going to get you out of here, man. Or I'm going to put you, I'm going to let you handle your stuff, put you on hold, and I'll get to the rest of my callers, and we'll come back to you. But you got to make sure you have a clean background, because if you don't, I cannot hear you. My audience cannot hear you. Nobody can properly hear your takes. What can I do? I want to engage. I want to go back and forth with you. I want to have a discussion about this football team. As y'all hear tonight, we've had all kinds of takes, from the Jets are great to the Jets suck. Listen, I listen to it all. I respect everybody's, point, and I go back and forth. But if I cannot hear you, okay, if you got all this crazy background noise and people screaming and you running around, or you on the jackhammer at the job, it's like I can't deal with all that, okay? I can't deal with it. So I'm going to have to move on, and I'll come back to you. Or, I'll move on and take care of the other callers until you fix your stuff. So please call in with a good background and a good phone, okay? Again, if I don't know who you are, then I'm going to, announce your your area code. Okay, we've had this problem in the past. Please, when you call in, please know your area code. Okay. I had this discussion with people recently. If you don't know what your area code is, hey, then figure it out, okay? Because I'm gonna announce your area code if I don't have your name. Even sometimes I announce the area codes even if I do have your name, okay? Please know what your area code is, and then I'll come to you. Also, look, I respect all Jets fans. I'm gonna keep saying this. I respect all Jets fans. I love all Jets fans. All right. I don't care if you've been a Jets fan for 40 years or 40 minutes or 40 seconds. Everyone is important on my show, okay? Everyone. So I give everyone time. Just because you've been a Jet fan for 55 years, that doesn't mean you're going to skip the rest of the line just because you've been a Jets fan for 50 years. I have a queue. I can see you. So when you call in, you're in a queue, and I will get to you as soon as possible. Again, I cannot give everybody 30, 40 minutes. I can't do that. I can give you just enough time to get your take out. Let's go back and forth, and then I'll have to move on. Okay, that's what I have to do. But I cannot give you 30, 40 minutes. I cannot do that. Okay, but I'll give you time to give us your take and move on. Okay, I understand a lot of older Jets fans, and I want to hear from y'all too. But I can't just skip everybody because you've been a Jet fan for 45 or 50 years. I cannot do that. I'll get to everybody though, believe me. And again, I love and respect all my old Jets fans. I just had a discussion with somebody about that who thought, hey, I've been a Jet fan longer than X, Y, and Z, so I should know. That's not how it works, okay? Not here. I respect everybody, all right? And we're going to get to everybody. So that's how we do that. And again, I want to hear from all Jets fans and everybody, so please share the stream with your friends and family. Thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not subscribed, and hit that notification bell. And we will, continue on. As of right now, it's looking like I am going to be able to do the live watch along for the game against the Dolphins. For those of you that do not know what the live watch along is, that's when we watch the games together, okay? And then we have a live radio show directly after the game. Now, keep in mind, I know things can be frustrating. The one thing I don't allow on my show is cursing. Do not call into my show cursing. I'll get you out of here. I'm talking fast. Don't curse on my radio show, okay? Don't do that, okay? Not on the radio show, all right? I'll get you out of here. So when you call in, I'll let you guys know when the lines are open. Again, everybody, that's been here for a while knows that we stop watching the game. I make sure everything's good on my end, and then I bring you guys on. The lines will be open, and you can call in. Again, be patient. There's always callers. Hey, we get to everybody, and I want to hear your takes, good or bad. If the Jets play bad, hey, I want to hear it. Jets play good, hey, I want to hear that too. So please be respectful and do not curse on my platform, please. Or I'm gonna have to move on. It's a family show. All right. Yes, and also, we do from time to time gaming on this stream as well. So if you see me pop up and I'm playing NBA 2K or Madden or Street Fighter or something, hey, don't be surprised. Come on in. Talk that talk with your boy. We shoot the breeze and we talk about all kinds of stuff, life and all that. So we have a lot of fun doing that as well when my schedule allows, which it's crazy. All right. So listen, I want to thank again everybody for joining me, man. I really enjoy doing this. I love connecting with Jets fans, football fans as well. And again, even if you're not a Jets fan, hey, we talk football over here. Call in and give me your thoughts about how you view the Jets from the outside looking in. I have a lot of, people that call in that are not Jets fans at all. And it's respected. Come on in, but keep in mind, we bleed green. You see these two guys, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully we see what's going on with Becton eventually soon. We're excited about him, but Zach, you seeing it. So we'll figure that out. But I got to get on out of here because I got to go. Salutes to Val. Salutes to you, man. Good to see you in here. And again, thank you for calling in. June, salutes to you as well. Again, thank you for calling. NY Jets FL, salutes. He says Sesame Street trash can. Some people be calling in, with some crazy phones, man. I respect it, but come on now. Got to get it together. Take me off a speakerphone. Take me off of those. I don't know what the type of, headsets those are. The Costco dumpster headsets that people be buying from all these crazy places. The wild echoes. Like, I need you to, tone that down. Give me a good line so I can hear you. Val Outlaw says, great stream. Thank you so much. Salutes to everybody again. Modine, salutes to you. Venom, salutes to you. Jennifer, salutes to you as well. And again, thank y'all for telling me about the things going on with the stream. Please continue to let me know if something's crazy or something's going on. Let me know. We'll figure that out. Modine, again, salutes to you as well. And again, thank you again, Jennifer, for, and everybody that was saying. GVH, salutes to you as well. Salutes to Boricua in the basement. Salutes to you too. Budgeting D, always good to see you in here. Salutes to you as well. Salutes to just everybody that came on by and joined, man. Everybody that sat down with your boy, laughed, had a good time, just called in and, heard the takes and went back and forth with everybody. Salutes again. Matthew as well. Good to see you in here too. Salutes to you too. Salutes to everybody again that just joined up and, fresh. Salutes to you. Salutes to everybody, man. Pappy as well. Salutes to you. Thank you for giving to the platform. That's greatly appreciated. Just salutes to everybody that came on by, man, and said what's up to you, boy, because I really, really enjoy doing this stuff with y'all and sitting down and chilling. Steel Stone, good to see you in here as well. Just everybody that came on by, man. It's always good time to sit down. Jets fan, Jets Unleashed, everybody, again, Jets Mess. Everybody that came on by, Rich, all the guys, man. Again, thank y'all for coming in. I'm going to get on out of here, man, because my schedule's nuts, okay? Salutes to everybody. Enjoy yourselves. Again, I should be back Sunday to watch the Jets-Dolphins game with y'all. So, again, please follow me across my social media. The link tree is there. In case you didn't get it, there it is. And, please, again, follow me across all my social media platforms. And, I'll keep putting content out there. I'll get the other content going. Figure my schedule out. We'll get that going as well. So that'll be coming soon. Again, salutes to everybody. Listen, folks, be safe out there. All right. Be safe. There's a lot of crazy things going on in this world. I don't know why it's happening. Okay. A lot of crazy stuff. Be safe. Sit down with your friends and your family and enjoy some good food and have some good moments with them. All right. Sit down and watch some good TV. Make those moments. Let the people that you love know that you love them. Okay, that's extremely important. Extremely important in today's times. Let the people that you love know that you love them. It's important in my life. I hope it's important in yours as well. All right. You folks have a good one. I'll see you folks soon.